the moment that I found out I was going to be a mother, the first thought that came to my mind was, oh my gosh, I need to do something that will make this child know that, you know, our religion and Khuda Ta'ala is so important to us.
I had a dream that I would be blessed with a daughter.
No matter what you're going through, that love for Allah Ta'ala should always be there.
When a mother raises righteous children, then she will feel the paradise and she will be rewarded in this life and in the next life.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Maryam Zakaria Deen. I have 2 children. I have a daughter who is 6 years old and I have a son who is 5 years old. The most important thing in their life is their love for Allah, because that is how they will always know that they can turn to parents and they can turn to their siblings and they can turn to friends and family members, but ultimately there is a being above that who they can always turn to, and that is something that I feel if I instill in my children, it will stay with them for the rest of their lives.
My name is Nusrat Safir. I have been blessed with 3 children, 2 young adults and my youngest is a teenager. I had a dream that I would be blessed with a daughter. If she had a love for Allah in her heart, she would lead people in the right way.
So throughout our day, we try to do things from morning to night where we're trying to get them to pray or learn prayers. And when they learn prayers, to try to learn prayers with the meanings of the prayers, so they know that what they're saying, and they know that what they're saying has to do, once again, with Allah Ta'ala. So I think that that's a very important aspect of upbringing. And I think that I've instilled that because my parents have instilled that in me. We, in the morning, when my children wake up, we try to, when I give them breakfast, we read the dua before having breakfast. So that reminds them that Allah's provided this food for you, and we need to remember Allah when we're eating our food. On the way to school, I always try to play something in the car, so some sort of surah that they can learn, that we can learn together, and we just keep repeating that in the car, and then before they go to bed, we repeat whatever we're learning in that particular week. Once they've reached school, then as they're standing at the gate, I always say to them, okay, read Rabbi Zidni Ilma.
So I always knew that the most important thing when raising my own children was for them to develop that same love for Allah in their heart. And that if they have that, then they won't deviate from the right path because they will keep coming back to Allah. So when my children were younger, I did make a lot of effort to try to take them to the mosque often. And I had different stories from the prophets, from the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Promised Messiah Islam, Hazrat Aisha radhiyallahu anha, all these different stories. I sourced them from different places and I put them in a folder. So in night time I used to read them stories to try to increase their knowledge.
It warms my heart and it also makes me laugh, is that whenever I get really upset with them, they'll go into the other room and they'll put their hands up and they'll say, Allah Mia, my mom is really upset with me, and please, you know, tell her to stop yelling at me and to not get upset with me. And I just think that it just warms my heart that when they don't come to me or their dad or any family, and when they feel like, oh, we don't really know who to go to at this point, they know that they can go to Allah. So I feel like that is the beginning of that relationship with Allah Ta'ala that at such a young age they have developed.
You're more a spectator. As the children have got older anyway, they're not young anymore. They're very independent, they're driving, they're working. If they're not working now, they have worked. Whenever we have these pivotal moments in their life, I'm always reminding them that you have to pray to Allah for guidance, and you pray to Allah to open my heart, whatever, make the decision easy for me and open the doors. And whatever the outcome, we accept it because it's Allah's will.
I also think that it's really important to me that my children have a love for Allah rather than a fear of Allah. Although as adults, it is also important to have a fear of Allah. I think at the age that they're at is much more important that they know that Allah loves them. That is what will guide them in the future as well. If you have that love for Allah, you'll always know that you can turn to Allah. And I think in order for children to have that relationship with Allah Ta'ala, it's important for them to feel that love, and that gets them that questioning things as well, like asking the questions of, oh, you know, where is Allah Ta'ala? Or, you know, no matter what you're going through, that love for Allah Ta'ala should always be there.
So I think as mothers, we should try to strengthen our own love for Allah, to set an example to children so they can see by our example how we should have love for Allah, how we should have the trust in Allah. In the West, there's a lot of influence in society which pulls them away from God. So in the household, we need to counteract that influence away from God and strengthen it towards God. There was a beautiful guidance received by the promised Messiah Islam, that if parents would pray for their children as much as they reprimand them, then that would be the bigger difference. So I think that this is where we should be channeling our energy.